All right. We should be live. All right. All right. We are multicasting, trying to figure out this new software. And we live though. Guess it's working. All right. Hey y'all. Still figuring out the nuances of going live and multicasting to different formats. So learning, always learning. Hey, okay, so this is all on one here. That's cool. All right. So we're going to do a couple things today, hanging out. Hopefully everybody had a good Halloween. I hung out very low key yesterday. But in celebration of Halloween, I got some tequila tonight, but I carved my pumpkin over here. Hopefully you can see it. So after carving pumpkins, love to do some roast seeds. So it's the thing that I always did growing up. So these seeds have all been picked and washed really nice with cold running water, and just let them drain out a little bit. So there's a little residual water here. So we're going to roast them up. Now, when you're roasting them, you can do whatever you want. I typically do just a little salt and pepper. Okay, I'm going to get a little parchment paper. Got my sheet tray here. My oven's preheating. I have it at 375. These don't take long. They're so easy to do. Not doing a very good job at this. So get your liner in there. Perfect. I don't have a convection, so I'm not going to be too crazy with it. If you have a convection, you might need to roll them over a little bit better. Okay. So I got my seeds here. Nice. And then lined. So I'm going to take them, spread them out. All right. Hopefully you can see that. I got my seeds. Check the chat real quick. I'm hoping this is working. So we're streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at the same time. So I hope this is coming through without too much delay. All right. Let me use a little olive oil. Let me get a little salt and pepper. I typically just like salt and pepper, but like I said, you can do kind of anything you want. Any of your favorite spices. I'm sure tahini would be really good. Togarashi. You can make them spicy, not spicy. You could make them sweet if you wanted to too. You could add a little sugar to them. Wouldn't be a problem. I'm just, I guess, a purist traditionalist. I like salt and pepper. So we got the olive oil, salt, pepper. You know what would be really good too? I love Tony's. You could also throw a little bit of Tony's in there if you want. You know what I am? I'm going to throw a little bit of Tony. Just to give it a little something else. Okay. Why not? Just have fun with it at the end of the day. Have a little fun. I'm going to mix them up, and then I'm going to spread them out. Okay. There is that. All right, so I'm going to go put these in the oven and I'll be right back. All right, and we're back. A little tequila, reposado. Okay, so now we're going to get into the salsa. So I have a little salsa kit here. Everything's already washed. Salsa, you know, the ingredients can range, the recipes can range, okay, all over the place, okay. Tomato, obviously, is important. You know, we don't want to block that too much. Tomato, okay. All right, tomatoes, jalapenos, okay. If you like habaneros, you like anything else to make it more spicy or not so much spicy, you can change the chilies around if you want. Okay. Obviously, lime, super important lime. Cilantro. Okay. Cilantro is way important. A little wet still. I'm going to make them not so much wet. Onion, very important to have onion. Now, a little trick with cilantro, if they're a little wet for you, I just put a little bit of paper, roll them up. Parsley, any herbs like this, I just give them a little shake. It's also really good. You can air dry them in a cooler. You want to get them dry. Okay. Almost like dab them. And that's it. Nice and dry. Clean. Okay. Now, I sometimes, there's so many variations of salsa. It makes them different. So many different ingredients you can use. You can use tomatillos. You can use all sorts of chilies for different spice levels or smokiness. Chipotle, garlic you'll find in some salsa. So I am going to put a little garlic in this. I said tomatillos. You can choose to leave them raw. You can choose to roast them. All sorts of flavor profiles that you can pull out of a different salsa. It just depends on what you're going for. Salsa verde, you know, you could use it to braise things in, or, you know, for me right now, I'm just going to do something with a little chips and dip, have with my tequila sitting at home. You know, pico de gallo is great too, great condiment. And you can play with the different things with a pico de gallo base, which is basically this, not the garlic. Pico de gallo is really this. Okay? Diced, because they're going to be diced. But I like different forms and I like different textures. You can go for the chunky texture. You can add in diced bits of avocado as well, which is really nice. So it's all up to you and how you want to do it. So let's see. I'm just going to do this one in the Roboku. We just want kind of raw. I like this salsa when I'm having some nice chips and dip. I like it a little garlicky, so I'm gonna add a little garlic, and then we will need a little bit of salt too. So I'll pull that up. Okay. So now I'm gonna start with the tomato, and these are gonna go right in my Roboku. So I'm going for kind of a smooth, not necessarily puree, but a smoother type of salsa. It still has a little texture to it, but Yeah, I just want a simple one. And this one's super easy. When you're at speed, you can make this salsa super fast. Okay. If you're in a bind or something, or you just need a good salsa. And then you can mess around. Sometimes I'll use things like mangoes. Okay. You can do, I mentioned avocado, but you can also use mango and other types of fruits too. I mean, remember, tomato is a fruit. And then guac, that's a whole other thing. I love guac as well. Especially guac with things like pomegranate, pineapple. You can have fun. That's another thing that you can also have fun with, just like salsa. Okay. So basically, I'm taking all the ingredients of pico de gallo. I'm not going to chop them up or dice them up, I should say. I'm going to just process them nice in the Roboku. Make a simple salsa. Now, the cool thing about using the food processor or Roboku is you can decide how you want to pulverize, I should say. You could leave it a little chunky by just pulsing it. So again, it's one of those things. Everybody has different preferences of something as simple like salsa. Just do it your way. Forget the store-bought stuff. Make it at home. And it doesn't take that long. Okay. This here, I'm going to be careful how much onion I put. So I'm going to use all this onion. Okay. This is a recipe. I kind of wing it. I like to wing it to my taste. Now, I like a bit of cilantro in mine. And I like to just take the whole head, put it in. Check the chat here. Okay, well, I guess that doesn't work like that. So I got to go through here for my comments. I'm still learning how to use that. Oh, yes. Tequila and pepitas. Yes, very good. Sharp knife, always good to have around. Okay. Now, I like things a little spicy. I don't know about you guys. So you can choose. It's almost like, cooking can be like choose your own adventure. When you find a recipe and, it calls for jalapeno, you can decide, okay, I want it spicy. I don't want it spicy. You can remove the seeds. Okay. I like it spicy, so I leave the seeds. Okay. All the capsaicin, all of that flavor from the oils of the capsaicin it's in the seeds. So I like it spicy, like I said. All right. So we got that there. I'm going to add in a little bit of garlic. I like it a little garlicky. This is one of those things you can kind of do your own thing. I'm going to put a nice little heap of this. I always keep garlic around. Minced garlic. It's good. Big tablespoon. I gotta have garlic around. Okay. Let's see, getting caught up on the chat. Hello, everybody. Test Kitchen Hang. Salsa and tequila. My little thing. I like these. Citrus ringer. They make a couple different sizes. Okay, now when I'm doing my lemons, limes, depending on how big they are, if they're not so big, then you don't have to worry about the butt ends. But sometimes I like to take the butt ends off because they actually fit better into the rig. So you want it to fit like that. Okay, if you can get it to fit nice. into it, and it'll come down and you're good. Okay. Now, sometimes I like lime in my tequila, so I'm going to keep one of these for that. I just like put it right in, drop it into the drink. Cheers. All right, so let's zap some in. Squeeze it right out. Such a great tool. You know, I love tools, especially if I'm cooking at home. You know, maybe you don't have a lot of time. Find some tools that help do the job. So many technological things that we can have in our home that makes life so efficient. I just drop them right into the garbage. Now, you like it more acidic, less acidic. It's up to you. It's another one of those recipes. Understand and know the base, and then take it wherever you want to go. That's half. That's the other half. I'm going to keep back one. And then always remember, you can always add two, but you can't take away once it's done. All right, now I'm going to put a little bit of salt. And let's see where we end up. Again, add two. You can always add, but you can't take away once you're done. So put like 2 teaspoons in, and then we'll see where we end up. Now, everybody should have one of these, okay? I have Roku brand in my professional kitchens, but actually this is a Waring brand. I actually really like this one. And the difference is the Robokus have smooth blades, where this one actually has a rigid blade, a serrated, and you make a hummus. So it's really good. It makes it really smooth. Okay. So this here, you got the on, I can leave it on, or I can just pulse. You know, I don't want to go too crazy. I'm going to pulse it in. And you can decide to leave it chunky or not. But I'm saving time. I don't have to sit here and chop and dice and all this stuff. It's a lifesaver if you're on okay, that's it. Okay. Pretty good. We got to do the taste. I'm also going to look and check to make sure, you know, it's consistent through. Wash the sides. Taste. Pepper. I can put a little black pepper in it too. It's nice. Couple of pinches of black pepper. Needs just a little bit of salt. I think we're good. A little teaspoon of salt. We're gonna give it one more pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse. Done. I think we're good. Yeah. My little bowl. Now, a trick when you're clearing this out, you can put your finger in the base, and I hold the center cylinder with my finger, and then I can grasp the whole thing, and I can pour it out, and it's not going to drop on me. I can do this. Most food processors are like that. I'm going to turn it a little shake. Get it all out. There we go. I forgot my chips. A little cleanup. Obviously, clean as you go. Super easy. All right. Give me 1 sec. I'm going to be right back. All right. So I checked on our pumpkin seeds. They're about halfway done. We'll let them chill out for a little bit longer. They're cooking, but I want to try this salsa now. Now, you can try with a spoon, but the best test is try with the chip. That's money. Tastes good to me. One of my favorite things. Just a simple chip and salsa or chip with guac. Doesn't get better than that. Checking any comments. Good. Yeah, go ahead and make some. Wash it down with a little tequila. Oh, yeah. Now I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner. Steak, maybe. Might be good. So good. All right. So, going back into one of our last episodes that was on Facebook, I was playing with some of the starters. And I had Ted and Sally. So, the winner of the contest of the starters is actually it's Ted. Ted won. Ted, it's the old guy from Europe. I've been nursing him for several years now. He's definitely the winner. So we let Sally go, and we're gonna continue on as I start continuing to experiment, do recipe development for my projects. I just signed up with the farmers market today, so hopefully in a week or two we'll be doing that. I know in one of the episodes you also saw me doing the pasta. So playing around with some of the packaging, labeling, those things there. So that's the beet pasta. It's the package, shelf stable, it's dried. It's sealed, cryovac sealed, so it's good to go. Okay. We're gonna be playing with some popcorn eventually too. Big fan of popcorn myself. Um, just provision things that I'll be doing at the farmers market, but also once I get the trailer, I'll be doing sliders, burgers, and pizza at the local farmers market here in Bastrop, Texas. So that's going to be a lot of fun as well. Then yeah, that's about it, guys. So hope you enjoyed this little hangout show. You can check out. I think I'm going to be doing this more on making beans and then really tweaking to get it to be on multi streams. So I'm still learning. Bear with me. But you can hit me through the website, makingbeans.com. Shoot me a email, a message, anything like that. You get recipe ideas, need recipe help. We can feature those in the show, things like that. I want to figure out how maybe we can get it a little more interactive as well. Maybe a little more formalized. This is very, kind of hanging out. But I do want to go back to the Making Beans core, bringing on guests and doing interviews. But I also want to bring in a cooking side to it. So still in development, but I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And then also the wine bar is going Monday. We actually walk into the space. So stay tuned on those types of things. Just got a lot going on. So love these little hangouts so that I can take some time, share something with you, what's going on. Hopefully you'll learn something here and there along the way. So cheers. Until next time, we'll see you.
Making memories to keep, sharing stories, recipes, life's little dreams. On Making Beans, we spill the means. From kitchen to table, hospitality bright.